Hello and welcome to this episode of the Offbeat Podcast with me, Dan.
And me, Luke. Make sure you head to our socials, show us some support, like, comment and subscribe on this video. Go to Spotify, give us a 5-star rating. Enjoy the episode.
Welcome back to the Offbeat Podcast.
Big episode this week. Big episode.
Yeah.
Never thought I'd say this, but we're joined by an former English champion.
Cheers for having me on, boys. Yeah, no, I'm good.
Mate, thanks for coming on. It's a massive pleasure. So you're a former English super middleweight champion. Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just a little bit of a drop in it, really. It's not too bad. So you had your most recent fight, didn't you, on the Khan Brook undercard, which is what I'm sure most people kind of know you from.
Yeah. It was good. It was a top event, and it was like pretty much like the highlight of my career so far. You know, boxing on Sky Sports, I never thought I'd get there. When I first turned over as a pro, you know, if you say to me, right, you know, you're going to be English champion, walking out of the MEN fighting on Sky Sports box office, I'd have been like, oh, you're having a laugh, mate. Not a chance. So for me, it was massive.
Loved your walk on as well when you're walking out to Oasis where you got your city trunks on, and I'm like, I can get behind this. You're like, come on. I was loving it. It was such a good walk, and I was like, get on there, like, come on. What was that like fighting on the arena stage, Joe? Was it a little bit daunting?
Nah, it's weird. You don't. When you're boxing, I mean, you know, other boxers, I suppose some people are different, but some will also agree with me. You're in a bit of a blur. So you're that much in the zone. You're not too sure who's around you, kind of like what's going on. You're just so focused on the job in hand. So you hear little voices when you're in there. But yeah, it's just all the blur pretty much.
Do you hear your trainer in the corner?
Yeah, their voices that you can hear. Because they're the closest to the ring as well. So, you know, you can hear your trainer. That's obviously important. You need to hear little tips and whatnot. But yeah, you can hear your trainer, and then every now and again, you'll just hear a voice of a random woman screaming something, or you'll hear someone go. Well, one of the lads who comes to watch me box every fight, you just hear this Mortal Kombat. He'll go, finish him, dead loud. So like around round 6, you'll hear that. Round 7, it's just every fight you hear that.
Does that make you break a little bit composure though? Because if I heard something like that. I'd just start laughing. I'd have a little chuckle.
You want to laugh your head off. Like after it, we all have a buzz about it, and it's proper funny. But when you're in there, you're that focused, you can't let it phase you. But those little voices and the sounds, they do just, you know, slip through the cracks every now and again.
It's just funny. Well, so I've not been to many boxing events myself. I watched Leighton fight the other month. Absolutely loved it. But like the actual atmosphere of there, it's like a big celebration. Everyone's just proper game for it.
Yeah.
What was it like after your fight? Were you allowed to kind of stay for the main card?
Yeah, it was good. So after the fight, went back to the changing rooms, you know, dusted myself off, come back out, and my brothers and all my mates were there and stuff. So there was a pint there waiting, but the pint was awful, to be honest. But it was a pint there.
Fighting,
it was a bad pint, and I thought it was going to be everything, but it was crap. But yeah, I had a pint there waiting for me, a couple of dry hot dogs. But then afterwards, you know, we all stayed and we watched the fights, and it was a good card of boxing. And to watch Brook and Khan as well, I know it's happened now, but I never thought it was going to happen that fight.
Same, yeah.
No one did. Watch that, and by the time, you know, when I boxed in there, I don't even think it was half full, but when they boxed, it was heaving. It was bouncing. Everyone had the phones, I see lights dotted around the stadium, or the arena, should I say, and it was top. It was really good. Like goosebumps, if you know what I mean.
What was that Brook walk on like? Because it looked like spine tingling.
Remind me what happened.
So with the Brook, Brook came out to all of the lights. And like the whole place, just like bearing in mind that like Khan's not home ground, but he's a closer lad in it. He's a bowling lad, and like he came out to all of the lights, and everyone just went, this is going to be quality.
It's quality.
It's a good walkout tune, that.
It's a good walk. It's a good walkout. I think I won 60 quid on that fight. I had Brook to finish within rounds 1 to 6. I think it was boosted on Sky Bet, and I was like, mate, I'm not missing out on this.
We don't advocate gambling.
Don't gamble. Unless you're Sky Bet. If Sky Bet watching, if you want to get in touch. Then we'll advocate it. Don't worry about that. It looked absolutely bouncing. I was always thought, like, do they let the boxers always stay on? Do they like save a seat for you? Or?
Yeah, you know what, to be honest, I didn't even have... Yeah, because like you have a pass, like... When you're in there, your pass then gains access to, you know, all over the venue because you need to go backstage. So that's what your pass is for there. But I could have probably watched it wherever, but instead I didn't even have a seat in the end. I was just stood with
your mates,
with my mates and my family, and I think they was sat in the gods somewhere. Their tickets were right up in the gods, but instead we all just congregated around near the bar where we weren't supposed to be, and like, we was pretty much, ringside. And nobody was sat where they were supposed to that night. Everyone was close to the ring. So it was really good. It was really good. Right up, watching the boxing.
It's quality. It's quality. Can't be that. So what's kind of like the next steps for you then? What's like your goals? What are you kind of, have you got any fights kind of lined up? Or?
Nothing's lined up at the minute. I'm just having I've been so dedicated now in boxing for years. I've not had a break. It's just been non-stop. Anyone like who knows me well will tell you that when I'm on it, I'm a true professional.
Yeah.
I'm fully dedicated. So for now, it's nice to just take a step back and have a nice chill.
Yeah.
Which is good, and I can enjoy doing a few things that I've been thinking about doing for years. Like I've been playing a bit of five-a-side with my brothers, and I played my first 90 minutes 11-a-side actually the other week, which my legs are still killing from.
Which way is that Sunday week?
It's Saturday afternoon. It is, but
nice.
My legs were in bits, honestly.
Who are we playing for? Is it local side or?
Yeah, it's I can't remember the team name, to be honest. I think it's like AFC Oldham or something like that. But like third, fourth team or something like it's not a good level, I don't think. But I'm just happy to get out there and have a run about.
Of course,
it's good.
Position are you? Centre mid?
Centre half.
Centre half.
Yeah,
oh yeah. Tell you what, if I was a striker, I think I'd get marked out of the game by a 6'4" centre half.
Don't do too much defending though. My brother just sweeps up after me, but I'm just there, just making up the numbers on that one.
It's all worth it though. It's all good fun. I remember when I was in like high school. So I don't think you know this, but I used to play centre half for our high school team.
Did you?
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
Wasn't much quality then at your high school?
No. And it was me, and we had a good lad next to us, best mate Adam, who was actually quite good at football. And he just did everything, and I stood there and occasionally put a tackle in. And that was my job, to stand there, annoy people a little bit.
Sounds like me, that.
And then let the good player just wrap up around me.
You're like a cheerleader at football, though, aren't you?
Yeah,
you take up more of a team morale role.
Yeah. So, we do like a 6-7 aside with our mates every week.
Yeah.
And I just try and wind people up, because I'm not very good with a ball at my feet, but I'm good with my mouth. So I can chat, well, like that. So I just
Tony, if you're watching.
I just wind people up, to be honest. just take a piss out of people and try and get them angry. It's all good fun though.
What's it like going into a team sport, having to work with other people for a change?
You know what? In the gym, it's a team. Like we're all training in the boxing gym. It's a team. Like my teammates, you've got Jack Massey, Billy Denise, Josh Holmes, Jay Taylor, and there's a couple more in there as well that I just can't think of at the minute. But it's a real good team, and the coaches there as well. So you're never in there on your own. You're always with people, and even though it is an individual sport. So what some people don't realise is that it is a team effort behind closed doors, and that's. So for me, going into just playing 11-a-side, then I know it's at no good level at all. Yeah, it's easy straight away because I'm always with different characters, and I think if boxing was a true individual sport where you was on your own, there's runs you're doing on your own and stuff, but if it was on your own all the time, it would be. I don't think anybody would do it.
It'd be boring, wouldn't it? Yeah.
It's the banter of getting up in the morning. You don't think, oh yes, I'm going to go to the gym and get my head punched in now for 10 rounds or whatever. I'm looking forward to doing 10 rounds bar bag. It's you getting up and you're thinking, oh, you know what? I'll go see the boys here. I'm having that's kind of what gets you there, if you know what I mean. And then when you're all there, you just get through it together. So the team side of it, I'm always used to that.
Where'd you train out of? Is it Ashton?
It's in Denton, my gym. The gym I train out of called Phoenix Camp. So it's the gym where it's had so many stars there down the years, but mainly it's known for where Ricky Hatton first trained with Bobby Rimmer and Billy Graham.
Nice.
And that's where he won his first world titles there. So that's kind of like how the gym's got its name.
Yeah. Bit of pedigree in it, really, when you got... Well, Hatton's got his own gym at the moment,
isn't he? Yeah, in G-Cross, isn't it?
Yeah. He's at Hatton gym where Campbell trains out.
Just on the edge of Hyde there,
yeah. What's your opinion on Ricky Hatton getting back into... out the ring?
You know what? Anything that can bring a bit of excitement to the sport, I think, a good thing, isn't it? And these people now, like these younger people that never got to see Ricky Hatton fight, but they know who he is. So I think if they get a chance to see him, especially at the MEN, is it the MEN? Isn't it? I'm sure it is.
I'm buzzing for his walk on, mate. When he walks out to Blue Moon, that's what I'm buzzing for, because it's one of them, and it's spine tingling.
Us as Blues, that's what you want to see, and you want to see. It'll take thousands of people there. And, all the City fans are going to get hyped up to it. I said, there's a younger generation that never seen him fight. which they kind of missed out on, but now they get a chance to see it, which is going to be top.
Especially when you got so many big football fighters.
You're going to get to see him fight though, but you'll see him fight as a 40-odd-year-old, won't you?
Yeah, but it's more like the
don't want him to be remembered for being a 44-year-old fighter.
But he's like the King Blue. He's one of them. Every single City fan has met Ricky Hatton. And I will stand by that. Everyone's met him because he's at like most aways. Like everyone met him at Wembley or whatever.
Yeah,
and he's dead sound.
He's one of the
guy.
boys, isn't he?
He is.
He's proper. Just
he's one of us.
Yeah,
like,
he's done really well, but his feet are still grounded, aren't they? He's just going, like I said, home and away. He's always there, and everyone knows him. Everyone's met him, and what a way to be as a celebrity that he is now. What a way to be.
Yeah,
who's he fighting?
He's fighting Barrera.
Yeah,
yeah, he's fighting Barrera, and I think if people. Yeah, obviously, he's not like he were when he was a world champion.
Yeah.
But as long as people aren't going to go in to go to the arena and watch the boxing in the mindset of thinking, is he going to be as good as what he were? It's not that kind of fight. It's
exhibition, isn't it?
Of course.
It's like a laugh fight, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dan Hardy's on the undercard. Like a proper UFC fighter. Yeah. Like, it's going to be a good laugh, in it. Like, that's what kind of people are going for.
They're not doing the old Floyd Mayweather exhibition, are they? Where there's no winner.
I don't know.
It won't surprise me.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure.
Hopefully there will be a winner. But it's just like, because football and boxing are becoming like very close because you've obviously got like your Josh Warringtons, people like that who what's marching on together. You've got people like Tony Bellew who just wanted to do everything to just fight at Goodison, and stuff like that. Like the whole kind of fighting change is very intertwined with football. That's why they're so kind of intertwined.
Is there any big boxing United fans?
Well, it was thingy when it was Crawler. Crawler was the big one.
Yeah, Crawler was the big one.
Right.
All the when Crawler fought, you knew about it in Manchester, didn't you?
Yeah.
Everyone knew about it. But yeah, it was mainly Crawler. Our boy Leighton's United fan.
Yes, Charlie Leighton.
So we talk about like, your fighting career then. So you are a super middleweight, aren't you? Yeah. And I said when you walked in, I was like, are you really a super middleweight? Because you were a tall lad, aren't you? For like,
yeah. When I first walked in the gym, I was a cruiserweight. It's like when I went, I think my first pro fight was at cruiserweight, and then now I think I've had 19. I've had 19 fights, and as I've like what I said to you, I'm a true professional. I like to think so anyway, and I think that shows in what I've done with with my weight cutting on the way down. So I started out as a cruiserweight. That's 14 stone 4, down to light heavyweight. Fighting around 13 and a half, 13, 12 stone 7, and then fighting on my last fight at super middleweight, it's 12 stone. It's a big difference in the ring as well. It's a big difference, and grateful for it as well. I feel miles better. Fighting it instead of fighting at cruiserweight, getting down to super middleweight and operating at that. It's hard work. Don't get me wrong. You've got to be, like I said about being a true professional. You have to live it. 24/7. It really is. There's no days off with it. You constantly, even after a fight. I might enjoy, will enjoy a nice, good, a good brekkie, whatever. But then there's also limitations to it. You're thinking, I can't really push the bar in. Tomorrow I can't go and have another one. I've got to be sensible. Otherwise, if I'm eating burgers every day, I'm going to end up being a burger, aren't I? I've got to be careful. I've got to be sensible. So doing a super middleweight, it's good. It's just hard work.
Yeah, it's hard work. What is the cutting process kind of like for you? And do you find it easier to cut? Because I know a lot of fighters kind of a lot struggled, don't they?
Yeah.
To kind of make weight. What are you kind of like when you?
Yeah, and I say it's hard. It could be harder, but the reason why I can make it and I can make it comfortably is because I'm on it 24/7. Every day of the year. I never really have a day off in my mind. Even with my diet, it's constantly on, and I think that's how I can do it. So when it comes down to cutting the weight, you hear the term weight cut. People are doing it, 1, 2, 3 weeks out. Don't really have to do it as much, because I'm already there. Yeah. So when it comes down to just taking an extra few pounds off, I can just drop that in water and I still feel fine. But that's down to being on it all the time, though.
Yeah. So what you see different mentalities, don't you? So you see people like you who live it straight all the time. Then you see people like Paddy the Baddie who's just always up and down with it, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, he's an advocate for if you're not fat, you're not happy. Fair enough.
Some truth behind that, though. There's some truth behind that, let me tell you.
So when you first came in, we talk about having curries and all sorts and that.
There's a balance, isn't there? It's not healthy. I mean, people will see, boxers, and they'll see them on that night where everything's, done for the past 3-4 months for that one night. So they'll see him get in the ring and they might have, 4, 6, flipping 8 packs or whatever, and they look, proper shredded and chiseled out of their head. But you got to remember that's for one night. That, do you know what I mean? It's all for that reason. Yeah. No one walks around like that unless you're a bit of a freak of nature. And, you're just blessed with really good genetics. No one walks around like that.
It's like Instagram, innit?
Yeah, of course.
Like when you have an edited picture versus the real picture. Like
100%. 100%. Like the moment I will get out of a ring, I will, like I said,
a pint.
I had a pint of piss pretty much. And I have, I'm having them 2 bloody dry hot dogs, and then before you wake up the next morning and your abs are just gone because you're on a diet of just everything's for a reason. Yeah. You're not happy doing it though, trust me. Yeah. After it, when you can eat, then the smile returns.
Is your diet the hardest part about your training camp?
Bit of both, 50-50. Like the training's hard, diet's hard. I'm trying to think about what the hardest parts can be of training. I think what the hardest part of the training camp for me is. Yeah, this is the hardest part. Is that I love training, like because I'm a personal trainer as well, and we'll hopefully speak about it soon. And I mean, so I love it. Like I'm a big pusher of it, and so my training's hard when it gets to a point where I no longer like training. Does that make sense? Because I've been in a camp for so long, and 2 weeks out, and I'm thinking I've got to go to the gym, and I'm like, I just do not want to go. I'm thinking, you go in your mind, you're going, you get in there. But you don't want to. Whereas I always want to train. I'll train when I want to train. But it gets to a point where you're thinking, God, I'm sick of it. I've trained this morning. I've got to train again. I'm sore. I've got this injury, that injury. I've got no energy. I'm in a calorie deficit. So that's the worst
City
part.
Are on as well. I want to watch them.
Big time. That's the hardest bit of training. Yeah. It's like training when you love it, but you don't want to train at that point.
I'm fascinated about the personal training aspect because that's kind of like your work as well. So you kind of have your enjoyment of your boxing. That's the reason why I started it. And you have obviously your work as well. So do you feel like when you train other people, do you train them harder than you train yourself? Or is it like, are you more critical of yourself because you're a PT? Or
could you say that again there? Sorry.
Yeah, so are you more kind of critical of yourself when you're training? Because a lot of people, they train for fun, don't they? Because obviously you do it as a career.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself being more critical on yourself, or like are you more critical of the people you train? Or
no, I mean, because everybody's different who I train as well. So like everyone, everybody who I train will come to me for a different reason. Yeah. Some, like you said, it's just pure enjoyment. So I'm going to give them a real good session that I think is going to be beneficial to them. And then other people, it's where they might be in a phase of rehab where like I can't drill them. We're doing some real careful work. I can't go ruining the back or whatever. I need to build it. Some people it's strength. Some people it's weight loss, weight gain. So everything's different. I suppose the word critical. I mean. I think everybody's different when it comes to it, really. Because I like to train people where it's, it's sustainable. Because that's, when you said before about what was it, the if you're not fat, you're not happy. When you said that, there is some truth behind that because you can't walk around with a bloody 8-pack all the time because
of course.
It's hard to sustain that. Like there's an holiday at some point where you're going to lose it and then you get it again.
You go all inclusive. There's beer on top. You can't turn it down.
Exactly. Yeah. So we need to kind of like get out. Some people need to get out of this mindset of thinking I need to look like that all the time. It's not a chance. It's just if you just eat your food, enjoy it, drink. Not what you want to drink, to a certain degree, and just stay healthy and train, and you can live like that and find a nice balance. That's why I'm enjoying my training at the moment.
Yeah. That's a good motto to have. That I think that's a great motto to have. That as long as you're having that healthy balance, it doesn't matter what you're doing, as long as you're happy with that.
Yeah, because I know the extremes I can set myself to, but I'm not happy when I'm doing that because it's brutal. Like it's going home and say for example, my missus will go, "Oh, should we have some food tonight?" I'm like, nah, I can't. I've got to have this. do you want to watch this, extra episode on Netflix, for example? I've got to get my head down. I'm up in the morning running. It's it's those things where it has a bit of a hit. But if you do want those, if you've got a goal, then you do it. You've got a reason to do it. But if you just want to get fit, eat, drink, just find a nice balance and do all of them. Yeah, that's the best way to be with it. Yeah, it's mad, this, isn't it? I'm not really advocating training, am I?
No. It kind of more speaks.
It's got to be a lifestyle, hasn't it? Rather than just.
It speaks to me more because you see a lot of people who kind of go on there and they're like, "Oh, you need to do this. You need to be regimented. You need to be controlled and all that." And it makes me not want to do it.
Yeah,
because I'm very laid back. I like to. If I want a pint, I'm having a pint. If I want a curry, I'm not saying no to it. Yeah. But like when you say it like that and having that healthy, as long as you're doing a balance of things, it all comes kind of around in circles, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Which is kind of a way a PT should be, really, because at the end of the day, you're there to support someone, aren't you?
Yeah. I love it. Sorry, Dan, you were saying that, mate.
I was just going to say, it was just a bit of a stupid joke, really. I was going to say, that's my balance when I finish work. One day I'll have a Big Mac. One day I'll have a quarter pounder. You don't want to do much of the same
and then we'll go Chicken Legend and we'll rotate it on a 7-day cycle.
That's the best. No, it's all right. That's the best part of that. Like, people come in the gym and I'm training them, and as we're getting warm and throughout the session, it's like, right, what you do weekend, and we'll have a chat about food and drink, because that's the way it is. People will train hard when they're in the gym, and we'll work the body in the right way, and then they can go and enjoy a nice meal because they're staying healthy, they're at a good weight, the body's feeling good, the mind's feeling good because they're not holding themselves back from anything that they can enjoy. It's the best way to be, definitely.
Touching on the mind there, how do you get into, like, because I've heard people say, like, the battle with, like, your physical, like, it's how do I get my words out here? Training your physical body is just as important as training your mental mind. And I'm assuming when you're fighting on a big stage like that, your mental state has to be, like, spot on.
Yeah.
Do you do anything particular to train that? Or?
I think experience, I think is the word for that. Like, if you was to chuck me now in the middle of flipping Wimbledon with a racket, I'd be like, where on earth am I? What am I doing here? Like, my head would probably go, because I'm like, I don't really have a clue about the sport.
And then you come back and you beat Nadal, obviously.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
when I've learned it. But what I'm getting at is that, I'd be out of my comfort zone. I wouldn't really know what I'm doing, what the bloody rules are for starters. Wouldn't know how to swing the racket. But, when it's boxing, you put in a boxing ring, I know what I'm doing. I've been doing it since I was like 8-9 years old. And it's just because you're comfortable with it. And it's experience. Yeah. You develop that mindset, for that exact thing right there and then. And I think there's nothing more testing to a mindset than a combat sport, especially boxing. It really disciplines you. People say, like, it can separate the boys from the men, and I think it's true. Like, I've seen people come in there and they can't hack it after a week or a year, which is fair enough because it's an horrible sport. It really is. So I think by the time you do get to that point in your career where you are fighting on those sort of those stages, everyone's got a strong mindset because you've earned it through the years of the practice, the experience that you've put into it.
Yeah, I suppose that's why I always go back to YouTube boxing.
Yeah.
When, like, Joe Weller talks about how he saw the lights and it just got to him, he couldn't perform on the stage, but he was straight on that big stage with never fighting before to a crowd, had he?
Of course, yeah.
Because he's been training for like a few years,
especially because he fought at Manchester Arena, didn't he? And he's a kid who makes comedy videos on YouTube. That's all he does. But when you look at people like Jake Paul and KSI, because obviously they're used to performing on big stages because obviously they have their music careers and stuff like that. Yeah, so mine must be such a huge kind of part of the boxing world then.
Yeah.
Which I think is fun. But I reckon you could probably say that for most sports. Like, if you put like like Cristiano Ronaldo in a boxing ring, he'd probably be the same as you. He'd probably be like, what am I doing here? I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. I think it's almost like being a bit of a... Yeah, there's, if you've got a strong mind, you've got a strong mind. But also, it's that being fit for purpose thing as well, isn't it? It's what you're comfortable with, isn't it? What you're used to.
Speaking about fit for purpose, obviously you've got your 10K kind of big sponsor coming up that I saw on Instagram.
Yeah.
So what's been like the kind of the driving force for that? Is it just like to get people running, to get starters running, or?
Yeah, I'm really excited about this, me. Like,
you got to fill me in on this.
Yeah, I find it fascinating.
Yeah, so like we were saying then, I'm a personal trainer, and like the company's called Scofield Fitness. So I've created this Scofield Fitness. It's a bit of a mouthful. Tameside 10K. So it's just a Tameside 10K. I'm doing it from the gym that I work out of called Ultimate Fitness in Stalybridge. And
Ultimate Fitness on Stalybridge?
Yeah.
I think my mate's uncle used to own that a few years ago. Is it the one that's just as you're coming up to the hill? It's just on the corner. Has it got like a fighting bit?
Yeah, it has. Yeah.
It's just near what's it? Near around the tip sort of area.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. So Josh Stanley, who's a lad I know from college, I think his uncle used to own it. I don't know if he still does.
Yeah, he's still got. He's called Scott.
Yeah,
he's still got it. Yeah,
small world. I just think to me, I was like, I used to walk past that going to college every day, and then Josh used to go to gym, and we part ways there. That's interesting. I didn't know you trained out of there.
Yeah. It's a top gym. It's really good. We're starting the 10K from there, and it's going to finish. So it loops around Staley Bridge, sneaks into Ashton Duckingfield, and then finishes in Hyde. I think it comes under. It's Hyde / Staley Bridge at a pub called the Rising Moon on Matley Lane.
Oh,
nice pub.
Nice pub.
So,
Nice pub.
I'll meet you there.
Good so many people have said that. I was like, do you fancy it? I'll meet you there though, mate. So it's going to be good. Like, it's going to be on June the 12th. So hopefully we get the weather. And like you said, it's a nice pub, the location. It's got a good beer garden. And I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be ace. I think, when you said about what's the motivation behind it, I think I'm obviously a big advocate of training, and I want to get Tameside moving more. Big time, want to get Tameside moving. And I can't get Tameside in a gym. It's impossible. Do you know what I mean? It's a big population, isn't it? But if I can get everybody out running, or walking or jogging, this is the thing as well. You don't have to run this event.
It's just a 10K.
It's a 10K. You can jog it. You can walk it.
Yeah.
You could even cycle it if you fancied it. You'd get there early, but you'd be all right. Get the first pint. But I just want to get Tameside moving more, and people are signing up to the event, and I think this is a good way of of doing that. So because I can have like pretty much limited numbers on it, because we're just running around the streets, so it's going to be good.
Yeah.
But people sign up to the event. Once they've signed up, they then are running for a charity of their choice, where people are going to raise money for their chosen charity, and what a bonus it's going to be as well. It's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it.
It sounds class.
I've never got the 10K mark. I think the furthest I've ever run is 8K. And my legs were like jelly at the end of it. And it was horrendous. So like the 10K. So are you going to be going kind of up? What's kind of like the route?
It's like for people that know it, I know Tameside a little bit as well. It's a couple of it's a lap around. It's like almost through Staley Bridge a little bit, round the skip. And then back round to Park Road, Cheetham Hill Road, all the way up through.
All the way through that way, then turning left and then coming all the way through Newton.
Exactly that. When you know where somewhere is, you're doing all this in your head, aren't you?
That's what I was like Google Maps in my head, then I was like, you're turning left here, go up here.
So it's not the Mottram Roadway, which is like that. Do you know what I mean?
That's the way I thought, running past Bowerfold and Staley Celtic, which is just like...
it's a steep hill, that one. It's not that one, so...
My car struggles driving up there, yet alone running up there.
Shall we do it, mate? Shall we get stuck in?
When is it?
It'll be good. Honestly, I've got everybody from like all different ages, fitness abilities. Some people have never even ran before, and they're doing this event. So it's going to be really good. Everybody's doing it. You can walk, jog, or run it. It's June the 12th. I think you should do it.
June the 12th? I am actually free that weekend. Should we do it?
Let's do it.
Yeah, we can do it. Slow jog and we'll have a thingy. What charity should we do? Let us know down below what charity we should run, walk, crawl. Crawl.
Get a pint at the Rising Moon.
Joe, should we ask who the lads, see if... Cause I'm sure we can get a few lads doing it. Harry will do it.
Bloody hell, I'm not doing it with Harry. He runs fell runs stuff for fun.
It'd be all right. He gets the first round in.
Yeah, we'll get him
right there.
You go, we'll follow. Yeah, we'll do it.
We'll do it.
Okay.
Subscribers, 175 of you.
Should be good laugh. I love that idea of it where it's just a fun aspect. Because it's the way you've been promoting it on Instagram has just been come for fun. Don't come for like... It's not for pro runners. We're not doing a marathon. We're just having a...
Definitely.
Stroll around.
I mean, don't get me wrong, there's going to be a few people, who've got a set of legs on where they can go. But, for those gazelles, they can go for it. But then, the majority of us, we're just going to be probably walking, talking, jogging, a little bit of running here and there. There's marshals at every mile into the run. So there's little water stations as well.
Oh, nice.
So people could top up on a little bit of water. I might even chuck a little Jaeger bomb at every mile or whatever for people. See how they get on. See if it's there.
Now we're talking. Hey, let's get the phones out.
then it would be a pub crawl.
For a minute then in my head I was thinking, it's a marathon, that's 26 Jaeger bombs. I can't do that.
10 Jaeger bombs every kilometre. We're looking.
it's going to be good. I want it to be, fun. I want people to see, as we was talking about before, I want training to be fun. That way, then it's sustainable. Where it's doing what I'm doing in boxing, that's not sustainable because it's brutal. It really is. You're in an extreme calorie deficit, training 2-3 times a day. That's why it's a professional sport. It's one of the hardest sports in the world.
Yeah.
But you can't maintain that. But what you can maintain is going for a nice walk with your mate, having a chat, maybe a little Jaeger bomb or a water at the mile in, and then having a nice drink at the end point. A bit of food will be on. It'll be good. There's a DJ at the end with some music playing. You might have to get on there as well.
Probably over the next.
So link is going to be in our description as well, and also head over to the Instagram and sign up and come and join us on the 10K.
On the Jaeger crawl.
On the Jaeger crawl. Shall we have a little break, boys?
Yeah.
Have a little break. We'll come back, and you know what? Everyone knows what happens on the second part. Right, we talk about it. Just goes down there. Yeah. Football's going to be a big driving force. See you in part 2. Part 2.
Oh, we're back.
And we're back. Don't know whether we'll keep that story in about the gambling.
No, we don't have to.
No, we
synced up, so.
Yeah, we've had a nice little chat in the break about the gambling and stuff. So we're going about obviously the football season. You're a football lover, aren't you? You were saying before like the boxing's your career, but your football is your love.
Yeah.
So do you tend to go to many city games here and there?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, like when I can, I used to have a season ticket at City before I turned pro, and then I had it for like my first year as a pro, and then I was like, I can't keep this up because I was missing out on games too much, and when I was saying before about sacrifices that you have to make, and that was one of them, which was gutting. I had to become like a bit more of an armchair supporter, but whenever I get the chance to, I'm always at a game. Anytime.
Love it.
Are you like Luke? So Luke became a City fan.
Here we go.
In about 2010.
I've had a season ticket since 2005. My first season ticket was
that
in the
when
season.
You were at Chelsea? Or?
No. That's the season where we still hold the record for the least amount of home goals scored in a Premier League season under Stuart Pearce.
Quality.
And that was my first season of full football.
Yeah. Quality.
Yeah.
And it was mint, wasn't it?
And honestly, I had a great time. It was quality. I think it was like a full calendar year where we didn't score between January and April under Stuart Pearce, I think it was. Yeah, and I absolutely loved going with my dad. I absolutely loved it.
What was it like supporting a team that was shit?
Quality.
Yeah, that was like the era where the song was developed, like, we never win at home, we never win away. Like, that's the one, isn't it?
But it was good. Because the ground was probably like just as full as it is now.
Yeah.
Like, not even joking.
Yeah.
But it was full with like-minded people because tickets were quite cheap.
Right.
And it was a case of you didn't care if you win. Like, you're playing, I don't know, playing like Everton at home. We used to get beat by Everton every single game, every year. But you'd go and you'd be sat with your mates. Like, I'd be sat with my dad and his mates. And it'd just be a laugh every week.
Yeah, definitely. You got a draw against Portsmouth. You were buzzing.
Yeah.
You were buzzing.
Be like, yes, go on.
So I'm the same. I've been a Blue since day dot. Like, luckily enough, my dad's always been able to take me to the games.
Same.
And my two younger brothers, and it's great. At the time, I thought, flipping heck. All my mates were Reds growing up. Yeah. All of them had United shirts on. I'm the only one with the blue.
Isn't that true?
But now it's the other way around.
It's mental now. Because my girlfriend, she's a school teacher.
Yeah.
And she comes home and she's like, oh, yeah, so City playing. I'm like, how do you know you hate football? And she went, oh, no, all the boys in the class talk about it. And I was like, what? Yeah. I used to be in high school. It was about 4 City fans in the whole in the whole like bottom years. There was no one.
Laughing stock, wasn't it? Like,
no one was a City fan.
When in my friends group at school, I was the only United fan.
Really, that's odd. That because I was surrounded by United fans. Like surrounded, but it was quality. I remember like when Banjani scored that header at Old Trafford. I went in school next day, Billy Big Bollocks, and I was like,
big time.
We're the best team in the world. Who are United? Nobody.
And if you think about it, like that Banjani goal as well, at the time, we weren't challenging for the league.
No.
It was literally just a goal for, bragging rights, weren't it? Of Manchester. That was it. And they had Champions League on their hands, the league title itself, other trophies. But it used to really wind them up, like just because Benjani's like this, I'd be celebrating like that in class, wherever. It's funny.
Everyone was Benjani on the playground afterwards. I was Benjani for about 4 weeks.
That used to be the worst in school though. When because I was like one of the only United fans in my group, and we had a bad result against you, like the 6-1, something like that. And I was like, oh no, I've got to go into school tomorrow.
Oh dear.
And they're going to school. See the game? What? What game? No, but you guys have had it good. Like, you've gone from being this average side to pretty much the best side in the world.
Oh yeah,
and as a United fan, we've gone from the best side in the world to dog shit.
Yeah,
but at the same time, there's a lot of lads I know. There's a lot of lads I know who don't go anymore. Like, there's quite a few lads.
Blues or Reds.
The Blues. Who just can't go to games anymore, and it's a bit of a letdown in the same way, because it's not the same people. Like, luckily, my core group who I go with, we all still go together. And I've always said that if Vela didn't go, like, it's expensive, isn't it? Yeah. It's a lot of money, so I'd be more willing to just not go.
I was having this discussion the other week. I think it was with my dad, actually, and my brother, and we were saying, like, you know, I know City get a lot of stick, and they said, you know, they bloody call it the empty ad or whatever, and I was like, hold on a minute, you got to remember here now, like, now it's different. We used to play 1 game a week.
Yeah.
Now, like, we're in all 4 competitions, like, right to the end, pretty much. Yeah. You know, you're going all over Europe. You know, if you're going home and away across the UK as well, you know, across England, sorry, it's expensive.
You're talking 10 grand a year, aren't you? If you go to every single 100%. Game, you're talking easy 10 grand a year.
And that's without your drinks.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't
your
have
food
that,
and all the rest of it.
I don't have that money. I just genuinely don't have
that's
that money.
That's why you just go when you can go, in it.
Yeah.
You just kind of have to ignore the wind-up merchants that I say, like, you know, Etihad or whatever, because it's the reality behind it is it's expensive. Do you know what I mean? It's expensive.
If you think about it, because a lot of people are shifting into the non-league mindset now. A lot of people are like, Hyde United are getting like 400-500 people every week.
Yeah.
And we're one of the top supported non-league clubs currently. And like, for them, they're playing once a week, aren't they? Every Saturday. And it's like a tenner to get in.
Yeah.
Whereas for us, it's like 30-40 quid.
Yeah.
That's why so many people are shifting towards.
It adds up. And don't get me wrong,
United is 45 quid.
Oh, United's ridiculous. They put like City look cheap compared to United. It's mental.
Yeah, it's bad.
That's for Europa League group games as well.
Yeah, all over Europe. If you go to the away games there, and it's just, it adds up, doesn't it?
I hope Conference League's cheap next season.
Hey, to be fair, I won't mind playing that competition, because some of the places you should go to, because you go into like the depths of Austria and places like that. Beautiful countries, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like, they're really, really nice. Like, some of the away days, like, I remember City back in the day when you used to go to like some of the Europa League away days when we first got in there.
Yeah.
And like, it was unbelievable.
Yeah. Did you ever go to any?
No, because my dad was self-employed when we first got into Europe. So he was like, if I take 2 days off work here, I'm not getting paid for it.
Yeah.
So we were always on the mindset of, we can't do them because can't afford it. I've still never done a European away day. I've done many away days otherwise.
Yeah.
But I've never done a European.
I'm the same. I've not done a European. But I'm telling you now, if we beat Real Madrid, my flight's getting booked to Paris immediately.
Yeah.
I'm getting the car with the lads. Like, it's going to happen.
I'm going to have to talk my boss into giving me a day off. If not, if I can't get a day off, I'm just going to go on the Saturday morning.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you haven't booked it already.
No, well,
after slapping Real Madrid that first leg.
I can't, because there's already too many people booked off on that day. So it may just be a case of Saturday morning, fly out, pay 300 quid, but just go and just have a weekend in Paris.
You know, that's it, isn't it? Like, we're not going to get a sniff at a ticket, but it'd be, you just got to go, aren't you, and be there, be around the stadium, just get in the pubs, you know, just singing, drinking. It's going to be top, innit? Like, that's like, don't get me wrong, I know against Chelsea last year, and I really wanted to go to that as well, but I had a fight lined up, so I couldn't go. And I so wanted to go to it, and I was gutted because I thought, this is like probably the only time now you're ever going to get to it. Could be the only time in a Champions League final. We might have that chance again this season. If we do, you know, I'm not letting it pass. I'm going.
There's a lot of lads who went to Lisbon that I know last year, and wow.
Yeah,
the Superboc Blues. They all, after the game, like
Superboc Blues.
Yeah, that's what they were calling themselves, because it was just Superboc everywhere. Yeah. So it was just a Superboc Blues. And then the amount of, because all of them, they made a whole like weekend of it after the game, because the game's on like Saturday night. Yeah. Most of them didn't come home till like Monday, Tuesday, and just made a weekend, and they were like, we got beat, don't care.
Yeah.
But that kind of mindset.
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Champions League final, isn't it? Like, you just got to enjoy it as well, haven't you? Like, getting to the Champions League final. what an achievement that is as well. I know it might kind of come off as a bit of a, a second best mindset, but it is some achievement still. Got to remember where we've come from.
Of course,
Like, do you remember? I don't know if you was there, but when we beat United in the semi-final at Wembley, won the first FA Cup we won.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah. Like, I remember being in the crowd just thinking, I'm not even bothered if we don't win, the final. I just want to win this game. We're here now. I'm happy now. And, I just wanted to get to that semi-final. It was amazing. What we've done since then is just like, it's just a dream, innit?
It's special. Like, it's mental. Especially, I remember when we first signed Robinho, like first marquee player, and it was a case of, wow. Robinho is coming to our club.
Yeah.
And like, because I think when was
What's he in jail for?
To be fair, he's down, isn't he now? Yeah,
he's been nailed down for it.
Yeah. I don't know, actually.
I think that's part of the contract at City.
It's just City, we don't have a good history with players.
Dodgy.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just football players in general, to be fair.
Yeah.
I mean, if we look at the goal scorers of the Chelsea United game midweek, it was... There's a few criminal convictions that should have happened there. But as we go, moving on. So you need to remember, United players are not very good either, mate.
Nothing wrong with Ronaldo.
Yeah. Marcus on, whatever. We'll go again. Anyway, so I want to talk to you kind of about like the City team and kind of like how we were there. So what do you think is the best City team that we've had so far? Like, what would you say has been the standout team? Because I've got one in my mind who...
The team itself?
Yeah, I don't think our team is the best team we've had, personally. I think the Centurions team, better team. So do you know when we had Leroy Sané, left wing? I feel like at the moment, although we are amazing. We don't have that pace. Do you know why? When
you know what? I agree with you, because right now, we're phenomenal. We really are. It's beautiful football that we're playing. But we're playing it in a very, very weird way without a forward and getting away with it.
Yeah.
Whereas when we had the team where, at the Centurions, where there was a spine down the middle.
Yeah.
And that spine was just unstoppable.
Special, wasn't it?
Unstoppable. Whereas now, we haven't got that neck of the spine, if you know what I mean. We've got no Aguero, we've got no forward.
Yeah.
If we bring Haaland in, then that's going to change it. That's going to change it. That's like, if you bring Haaland in, you might as well go, there you go. There's your 4 trophies. Like I'm only joking there. It's probably never going to happen the quadruple, but it's like
though.
Liverpool might do it this season.
They could do.
They could do. Yeah.
Imagine if
that's scary.
It'd be scary. If
they
do
no.
It.
I don't. If they get the treble and then you get the Champions League, that's going to be the worst season ever.
The thing is though, if they do, because obviously he's in our hands, Premier League in the moment.
Can't see without. No, I've got to touch wood here now. I can't see. The position we're in, that was a massive game the other week where,
huge.
when we played them, and I think the league's ours now. I think their fixtures are a lot tougher than ours. I can see us winning the league. The Champions League, obviously, we've got to play Real Madrid yet, and anything can happen, can't it?
Of course.
It could end up Liverpool and Real Madrid, couldn't it? It could do.
Yeah.
But I can't see Liverpool doing the quad because I think we will win the league. So I think we're safe there.
But the quad is the ultimate. Like back in the day, the quad was never a thing. Like it was just impossible.
The quad was ridiculous, wasn't it?
Yeah. And now it's
like the
very
treble was
real.
ridiculous, wasn't it? Like it's only United that have done it. It's just like what?
Well, we nearly did. We were in the running for a quad.
Very close.
And it's just mental nowadays because the quad is the ultimate bragging rights. As soon as you win that, there's nothing you can say to a team.
Yeah.
And if Liverpool do it, it's scary because they're a fan base who like to tell you what they've done.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to. Our podcast is probably 40% Scouse. So because he works in Liverpool, we know a lot of Scousers, and we get like we've just booked in another band who are going to come on. They're big Scousers, and we're coming on the day before the final game of the season. Luckily, just in.
Yeah, that's lucky, but
just in case.
We need to get the Manchester following up here, don't we?
We do.
We need to get that up.
If you're out of Manchester, like, comment, and subscribe, and please let us know you're watching because, Scouts are taking over. Which don't get on. We get along with them, but when it comes to football,
it's passion.
It's passion, isn't it?
Do you reckon you've got a rivalry with Liverpool?
Nah, I don't feel as.
It's building slowly.
It is building.
And I can understand why United do have a massive rivalry with Liverpool, which I never understood because I we'd never experienced it, did we?
No. Yeah.
But like our rivalry's always been, United, and it's City United. It's massive for us as a City fan, and it is big for a United fan. But I always found it strange. I used to think, growing up, like, why is there a big rivalry with United and Liverpool? But now I think we're starting to sample that a little bit more.
Yeah, but United's a game for me.
Yeah, always United.
Yeah, it's always like we've been grew up. I
think it's a generation thing.
Yeah, I think it's a generation thing as
because
well.
Because the people that are older than us, like, at our age, I think it's City United. But I've got friends who are older United fans, and for them, they do hate Liverpool, and you can tell with the passion as well. Yeah. Like it is more.
But I think for United, I'd say personally, it's even City and Liverpool.
Right. Just as big. That's kind of like the new generation coming through, though, isn't it? Yeah, like, the new generation is City United. Right?
I can. Oh, sorry, you're saying City United there.
So is it City United and City Liverpool?
For me personally, I think a game against Liverpool and a game against City is equally.
So it's now equal. It used to be Liverpool, City, but now it's
it's level. And I reckon the generation. Like, the kids coming through now, I reckon there'll be, hatred towards City. Yeah. I don't think they'll be too fussed about Liverpool. Because they'll see Liverpool as knocking City off the top spots, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one.
To be honest, being a United fan, there's a lot of big games. I've got a big rivalry against Leeds, against Arsenal.
Yeah, it's because you've won everything down the years.
It just grows, doesn't it? Yeah.
When you're winning like that, everybody hates you, everybody wants to beat you, don't they?
Yeah.
So that's why everyone, when you would go to away days, no one used to mind us City years ago. Do you know what I mean?
Brilliant.
You go to London when you're playing West Ham or Chelsea, whatever, years ago, and you go to the pub and drink, it'd be fine because no one really hated City.
Yeah, no one's fine.
You'd be like, hey, City. And you're like, 3 points today. But now it's like, oh, for God's sake.
Yeah. My dad used to tell stories about, because he used to go home and away back in the 80s and the early 90s, and he used to talk to me and be like, so we couldn't get tickets for like Rotherham away. So we all just went in the home end.
Yeah.
And home end, because no one cared about City back then. And he was like, so like, places like Rotherham and like northern teams, they just go and sit in the home end, but as long as there were 15, 20 of them, there'd be no trouble because he'd go with all like the massive men who'd just be like, he'd just be there like, it's sound, like, it'd be a good laugh. But like nowadays, couldn't do that, could you?
I don't think you could do now, could you?
No, could never do that.
Risking it a bit more. I remember my dad took me and my brothers to West Ham away years ago, and back when we were crap, we was crap. I can't remember who was in charge at the time. Could possibly have been Stuart Pearce, maybe. So anyway, we're down there. It was like, I've got tickets. Where are we? No, we're in the home end. I thought, we're in the home end. Just watch Green Street with mates. I'm thinking, shit, this could have been, we're going to be hammered here. It's going to be bad, this. And I remember, stood in the crowd.
That's where your love of boxing started.
I think I need this. But I remember the bubbles are flying everywhere. And I've just watched Green Street, obviously. I'm only a kid, so I don't really know too much about it. But all these bubbles are flying everywhere. Everyone's singing, I'm forever blowing bubbles. And I'm thinking, Jesus, like, do I need to start talking a Cockney accent? What if it goes off? Do you know what I mean? I was proper paranoid. And like at the end, we were just like, we was like sat in the proper hooligan end pretty much as well. But there was no trouble.
As long as you're not a knobhead.
Yeah, that's it. But I think now if you did it, like, it would be completely different.
There'd be some trouble,
It would be different now.
Yeah, there's a lot of, because it's, do you know what I always like on European away day? So like Frankfurt played in
what, Frankfurt?
I just completely butchered it. But they played West Ham, didn't they? And they all bought home end tickets. In Germany, that's normal. Yeah. Like, that's the common thing. Like in Germany, home fans sit with home fans.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Away fans sit in the home end. Same in like Poland, Eastern Europe. It's quite common.
I thought Poland's pretty like, you look fiery, at like Krakow and places like that. Like,
well, it's only like the big rivalries, but if it's just like a normal game, you can sit wherever you want. Like, there's not really major trouble. So like when Lech Poznan came over to City, if you remember, they were everywhere all over the stadium. Yeah, because it's just normal for them to do that. Whereas for us, we're like, what is that? I sat in a family stand against Lech Poznan. I sat in a family stand and I was surrounded by all the Polish lads, and I was like, what the fuck is happening here? Like they were out singing us in like our own home, and I was like, wow.
Is that why you lot started doing the Poznan?
That was because obviously they were unbelievable fans. They were ridiculous. It was like the choreography like over on the buses over. They must have had someone be like, all right, on the 10th minute we go 1, 2, 3, 4 and start swaying. It was mental. It was like some of the teams you get the Greece. Like we played Aris, the yellow team. I know what you mean. Yeah. mate, they were like one like big unit of just ball of noise and movement, and I was like, what is happening here? They were game for it then, and I was like, fair enough. You paid 40 quid to get here on a ticket, go for it. Why not, lads?
I think that's going to be a hard, like Atletico Madrid. You know, like I was in Portugal. I was on holiday with Mrs. So I just watched it on telly, and it sounded like it's just whistling for 90 minutes, constant. Can you imagine? Like it's different, innit? Like you go to the countries, and the football culture can be different. And, like over there, it was just mad, wasn't it? It was like constant whistling. You know, shouting. It's dead loud. They don't stop. I think Real Madrid's going to be hard next week as well.
I think
because it'll be a similar sort of like vibe, like that feel of like whistling at the ref, just everything. It's going to be quite a daunting place to go, isn't it?
Yeah, I love international football at that time because a lot of countries. So you see like Napoli and Rome, for example, like when they play. So it's quite traditionally the core support of like Napoli. They're quite working class. They struggle. They don't make a lot of money. Their like whole income goes on football.
Yeah,
that's why it's so scary to go there because they live and breathe it. Like Maradona. He's there, God.
He's pure. Yeah. He's passionate. We said the word again.
He's everywhere.
He's passionate.
Yeah. He's on like every street corner on like a big like mural, and you're like, what is happening here? But they absolutely live and breathe it. I love it. I love like watching. I watch a lot of YouTube like documentaries on like derby days and stuff like that, and I watch them like. England is fucking shite in it.
It used to be like back in the day. I had a name, didn't it? But in comparison to like abroad, it's
nothing. Like, it's like prawn sandwiches brigade in it and all that sort of stuff. Whereas abroad, it's just like looking to you just have flares going off left, right, and centre. People are like working the whole year.
That Hamburg game. They got relegated for the first time ever, and the amount of police that came on the pitch in the 90th minute was unbelievable.
We've seen Hamburg's derby is FC St. Pauli.
Yeah,
that is one of the best derbies. I watched so Copper 90. They do a lot of sort of like derby stuff where they go to all Europeans and they explain kind of like the history behind it, why fans like meet both sets of fans and go to the game.
Yeah,
honestly. It's like another world. It's like a war zone. It's like being in the middle of Baghdad. Like it's mental. The amount of like flares going off as fireworks, and you're like, what an experience this is. It's special.
I can't believe this part of the podcast. We just talked about football for the past.
This is what we do now.
Should we talk about boxing?
I think we should go on to more like the traditional offbeat questions. So we like to. Find personality types out, and we're a big advocate of a well-known high street food chain, Greggs. We're pushing Greggs. We want a brand deal with Greggs. It's going to happen one day. I'm certain of it.
It is.
I'm making it mine.
We should actually message him and ask.
I think we should. I don't think it'll work though. I've tried tagging him in a few stories. What's your go-to Greggs order?
You know what? I'm not. This is only because of boxing. I would not. You know, like. When you're out shopping, you get Greggs, don't you?
Yeah.
It's just, you do, don't you, when you're out shopping. But for me, when I was on about diet before, I can't just go and get a Greggs.
Greggs was a
do you know what I mean? So it's like, you can't just go and get a sausage
that's
roll.
my pro boxing career stopped.
I'd love it.
Already. Can't be a pro anymore.
So be fit, but be happy and eat. Do you know what I mean? But like, if I was to go, my mate used to have this thing years ago, going back about 10 years ago now, and he called it the Greggs £5 challenge. And now it's probably the equivalent of like, you'd probably need 15 quid now.
Yeah.
And you'd go in and with a £5 you'd get, because I'm sure at the time you could get something like 4 or 5 sausage rolls for £1, but they were cold. You'd get pushing the boat out would be a baguette because they were like, 150 or something like that at the time. So you pushed it out. So already now you're 250 deep.
Yeah.
You're going to get a little cake in there. You see,
of course,
you're doing what can you do here for a £5?
Yeah.
Can you accomplish it? Can you eat it all? You got, your 3 for £1 donuts there and there. Sometimes there are 4 depending on the store.
Yes.
So like, you can see how a £5 would add up, but now the prices have gone up. So you'd probably need a tenner now, maybe 15 quid. But you could probably, I've not looked at a price list, but you now need to call it the Greggs £10 challenge and see what damage you can do. So if you did want to plug Greggs, I'd call it the Greggs £10 challenge.
Oh, could do that. I buy £10 worth for you and you buy £10 worth for me.
And we'll see what happens.
But yeah, you know what I like a good, medium heat sausage roll. love that straight away. You've got to get one of them. But that just comes as I'm waiting that for my next one.
Yeah.
And I do like.
Yes, you're so our type of guy.
Yeah,
We're an advocate of you can't have one thing from Greg's.
You don't.
You can't have one thing from Greg's. It's not a thing.
One. If it's cookies or donuts, I love donuts. Bang them in. But then I would go steak bake or probably a bean cheese melt.
Yes, you just merged us together perfectly. You're winning the Greg's order.
Bean cheese melt. Depends on how I'm feeling.
Yeah. Love a donut, so.
Donuts are good.
Yeah, I'm a sausage, bean and cheese guy. And a sausage roll. And then I usually get a donut.
Yeah.
Chicken bake kind of guy, mate.
Chicken bake?
Yeah.
They're just sloppy.
I'd eat it. No, right? If you went to me, Charles got chicken bake here.
That's like how creamy it is.
Bite your hand off and have it. But I'd always lean more towards cheese melt.
It's not a first choice sort of food. You've got your steak bakes there.
It's one of them, innit? If you've got
just come out of the oven.
Chicken bake. No, you get your chicken bake, don't you?
Go on then.
I've got a question.
Oh, cool.
This is another one of the off-beat specials. So, you're in a football pitch. Yeah. Right? You're in the middle of a football pitch on the centre circle. You've got no weapons or anything.
Right.
And in waves, 5-year-olds come at you and try and attack you. How many waves do you reckon you could beat? So the first wave, there's 1. The second wave, there's 2. Third wave, there's 3, and so on.
What 5-year-olds?
5-year-olds.
Yeah, 5-year-olds.
How many? What wave?
What wave do you reckon you get to? So it's like, have you played like COD Zombies?
Yeah.
So you have like wave 1, which is quite easy, and then 2, 3, 4. What wave do you reckon you get to?
The boys or girls?
Mixture.
Yeah, we'll have a mixture.
They're a mixture.
But they're like coming for you. Like,
proper coming for me.
Yeah. They're like zombies, mate. They're gonna kill you.
Have I got like? I was gonna say if I got hat on, but that sounds proper weird there. Then. I was gonna say, can I have my steelies on? Can I have like steel toe caps?
But
no weapons.
You're in what you've got on now.
Yeah.
In what I've got on now.
Yeah.
Flipping heck. I reckon I'd probably get to around. I reckon I'd do wave 8, me. Wave 8, wave 9, yeah.
Yeah. I
reckon I'd just grab one of them and just swing one of them. Do you know what I mean?
Use them against each
other.
Go
for that,
yeah,
definitely. Can you go a bit higher then?
Probably, but it depends how thick and fast these waves are coming. I don't get a minute rest of it.
You get 30 seconds between each wave.
30 seconds not a lot.
It's not a lot.
When you do like a circuit training, you usually get a minute.
Yeah, you would get nothing.
You've got to start spinning at round 5, really, haven't you?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I just not let him go.
You can knock a few out. You can push a few over. First few. You get to 5, you need to start spinning then. So if you think you're spinning, then you get 30 seconds to just adjust a little bit. Next minute, you got to catch the next one. You're like Rocky catching the chicken at that point. So I'd probably say wave 8, wave 9. Yeah, go. A lot of thought went into that though. But
it would get on top. It'd get on top of you though, like, especially when you get to the top of like 10, 12 of them as well, and they're all running at you a different direction.
Snotty kids all over you as well. You can imagine
claw your eyes out. Oh.
What round do you reckon you get to?
If I saw a 10, I'd be happy with my performance.
Yeah.
If I saw around 10, I'd be happy with my performance, I think.
Yeah.
Because I'm a bit unfit, lad. That's my problem. I'm a bit unfit, lad. I reckon I'd be blowing by around 5 and I'd be thinking, oh, here we go again. There's 6 more coming here to eat me brain or something. Because I'm...
Yeah, to be honest.
I like that one.
Get to round 7. What do you reckon? You're going to back yourself here. I get to round 25.
About 40. No, just run round.
Can't wait to see Dan's new business venture of child minding. Just getting his practice in.
No,
playing it older.
No, I'm going to be conservative. I reckon 5.
Okay.
Because that's 15. It's 15.
Yeah, true. Yeah. So it's... Yeah. And it's over and over.
And I'd knock them out pretty quick. So they're really
confident against a 5-year-old.
So bear in mind, he's fighting as you are now. So you're in your sliders, mate.
Yeah, whip him off.
That's why he brought his sliders. He's thought, bring it with you. Well, this has been a massive laugh.
Are we finishing on that?
Yeah. I know, mate, we're not topping that. So, shout out your socials. Where can we find you?
Yeah, so Chaz Scofield is my Instagram and Charlie Scofield's Facebook. And also my fitness page where I do a lot of personal training and where the Tameside 10K is Schofield Fit. That's, at Schofield Fit on Instagram. So, yeah.
yeah, all links are going to be down below in the description. Make sure you head over, show him some love, like and follow him, because it's been a pleasure to have you on, mate.
Nice one. Thanks, lads. Cheers for having us on. Enjoyed it.
In regards to ourselves, make sure you head over to Spotify, give us a 5-star review, like, comment, and subscribe below. Get involved. Head over to our TikTok. We seem to be getting a bit of traction there.
And share the pod in your group chats.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
spread the word with your friend. Why not? Come and listen to us. We've got over 35 episodes now. Head on back. We've got a vast array of comedians. We've had another pro boxer, we've had pro footballers, we've had all sorts, people, DJs, we've had musicians, like all sorts. Get involved, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
See you soon.